Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you part 2 of a replay between Argos and Harrier here on Metalopolis. We do see a lot of Banelings. Taking a look at the unit tab, we have 46 Banelings coming in from ArgosZenith, so this is a lot of Banelings. And now ArgosZenith looking to do a bombing run, and this is going to be very, very devastating. However, there is one missile turret in place, so we'll have to be a little bit careful to make sure that that Overlord does not get shot down prematurely. More Banelings now being lowered off onto the ground here, and perhaps those Banelings are just going to simply be in wait. We do see that that missile turret already has the armor upgrade, so those missile turrets are a little bit stronger. And now, and this is going to be a very, very bad time, will the Overlord be able to drop anything? Quickly getting off a couple of quick drops there, losing that Overlord, and those Banelings simply being killed by those siege tanks very, very easily. Nicely done. So Harrier expecting that drop coming in from ArgosZenith, and was able to respond with it just in time and very, very well. So Harrier now continuing to try to train up more Marines. We do see that Harrier is sitting on a fair amount of gas, 1,100 minerals and gas. And meanwhile, ArgosZenith is sitting almost on 2,000 mineral army. Taking a look at the income once again, you see that ArgosZenith should be able to get an advantage as soon as he starts to try to saturate his gold mineral location. We do see a group of Mutalisks sitting over here, flying around the map, trying to get even more map coverage. However, two very well-placed sensor towers doing a great job, and now two medevacs quickly going to be lowered into this location. Zerg's now trying to come in over to receive this whole entire Marine Marauder party. In comes a Queen as well. Mutalisks may be able to pick off more units out of the sky, and that's going to be a very, very bad day indeed. Down it goes, and ArgosZenith just responding very nicely with those Mutalisks, Zerglings, and Banelings, able to deal a lot of damage out of those units in the sky. ArgosZenith having a lot of Overlords, and now in comes another drop. 3 medevac drop into the back place over here by Harrier. I do not know. It does look like ArgosZenith does know about this drop, and now as these units move out, we're going to get a fungal growth. Are we going to get another fungal growth across more and more of these units? Zerglings will simply be able to finish off all of these Marines here as the Mutalisks quickly come into play here. We see that the medevacs are now picking up once again. However, ArgosZenith has so many Mutalisks able to shoot them out of the sky. However, now we see Marines simply just walking into this high yield mineral location. However, there are not that many units here, and now those Broodlings able to just simply swarm out and finish off the rest of that army. Taking a look at the army count, we do see 65 Banelings for ArgosZenith. Meanwhile, Harrier has a couple medevacs, a couple Marauders, and a lot of siege tanks. So those siege tanks are really going to be the crux of that army. Will he be able to effectively use those siege tanks on the offensive, or will it just simply be a defensive play so far? We do see, 5 racks currently in play, 2 of them with reactors, 1 starport with a reactor, and then 2 factories with tech labs. We now once again see Mutalisks trying to move out, trying to engage, and I do not see any additional Thors anywhere to be found on the map, so these Mutalisks will be able to deal a lot of damage fairly easily. Yeah, as both sides, as Harrier and ArgosZenith just sitting in their base, 1 siege tank able to easily blast away at that 1 roach there. And I like this play by ArgosZenith. ArgosZenith moving out with these Overlords to make sure that his opponent is not taking an additional expansion. You can see that ArgosZenith is currently running off of what I expect to be 4 bases, essentially, as there's no mining coming in from this 70 mineral patch, and there's not that many minerals coming in from these 2 either. So it looks as though it's going to be 3 mineral patches against 3 mineral patches. However, this particular set of mineral patches is already standing on its last leg. It should be done in just a moment, as once again we have another Marine Marauder drop straight into the back of the base. This hatchery will get taken down fairly easily. Hatchery will simply be able to swarm out with those Broodlings and finish off the rest of those Marines. We now also see another drop coming in here, so very nicely done by Harrier. Harrier continuing to just drop left and right across the map, and now Harrier may be able to take down this hive tech, which would be absolutely critical. Down goes the hive tech, and now that means that no additional weapons upgrade will be at all possible, just because you need, well, maybe level 1 weapons upgrade, but ArgosZenith definitely needs another hive tech in order to just create more and more units, and more Banelings simply coming in, splashing to their deaths as these Mutalisks able to finish off the rest of this fight here. We now once again see another group of units over here. Are we going to get in a fungal growth? In comes a fungal growth, so once again, nicely done. A lot of fungal growth coming in across all of these players, and all these players just depleting all the energy of those medevacs. Medevacs have simply been taken down now, and now ArgosZenith trying to deal some damage towards that one towards that 1 medevac, and down it goes. We see a Nidus Worm now coming into play, so double Nidus Worm. Oh, I like this play. Actually, is this going to really help that much? With all of these worms in play, it really allows him to simply just dump units in and out. However, you can only create one entrance at a time. Oh no, sorry, this is into the base of ArgosZenith. I'm just snoozing for a second. I don't even know what I was thinking, as Baneling simply just roll into the base here, and so much damage was dealt. Very nicely done. ArgosZenith having double Nidus Worms and simply able to just roll into this base, dealing so much damage. I gotta replay this, and yeah, I fell asleep at the wheel for just a second, so let me try to go back a couple frames here. And no, let me yeah. Okay, so taking a look at this, we see double Nidus Worms already coming out. So there was a double Nidus network here and here. So ArgosZenith, realizing that these Nidus networks, it takes some time for units to even pour out, deciding to just try to pump out units as quickly as possible. We do see the one worm already shot down, and now more double Nidus network coming in here. The Banelings sacrificing themselves in order to kill that Marine, and now simply just coming into this base. So many Banelings just dumping and pouring out of these locations here. We do see all the siege tanks and Marines now trying to come back in. Siege tanks need to get into siege mode and start blasting away at these units here, as the Mutalisk simply able to come in as well. So Mutalisk able to finish off a lot of these siege tanks here. Banelings just rolling into this location, and then so much damage to be dealt. All the Marines over here have been taken down, and now no missile turrets acting as defense, and these Mutalisks will be able to finish off the rest of these siege tanks on the ground. Now very, very smartly going after the rest of those siege tanks. So Harrier having a very, very difficult time, and his army simply just falling to the wayside. Now Infestors coming out, spawning in a ton of infested Terrans, and Harrier says GG. So I really like this play by ArgosZenith. ArgosZenith, just one of those really, really inventive Zerg players, and part of the Clan Zenith on the Korea servers. You do see that there are two Nidus networks here. Now you may wonder why you would ever want double Nidus networks. The reason why you want double Nidus networks is it allows you to create two Nidus Worms at the same time. So if you take a look over here, when you summon that Nidus Worm gets to come out over here, and it takes some time to build. However, with two Nidus networks in play, you're able to create two Nidus Worms at the same location, and even if they destroy one, they have to then also destroy the second Nidus network as well. And because there are now three heads coming out of here, all three of these locations can dump out units much more quickly. ArgosZenith obviously learning from previous replays that I've casted. I believe there was a game with him against someone who made it into like the 16th round of GSL, where he had only created one Nidus Worm, and the Zerglings were coming out in there in a single file line, and a group of Marines, like maybe 8 or 10, were just able to constantly kill those Zerglings one at a time as they were coming out. But because of this double network here, and twice as many units were able to pile out of there in the same amount of time, and almost triple the amount at one point, just because he was able to just get so much damage done. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between Harrier and ArgosZenith here on Metalopolis.